in the Major League Pickleball Challenger level draft. So there's the upside of a player like Wang. Inside out goes Pat Smith. Pat Smith still managing a full-time career as well. He's the CEO of a company that specializes in hair transplants. Big job for him. Been around the tour a long time, dealt with some injury adversity. Seems to be back healthy.
Inside out forehand from Smith behind Johns again. Probably something he's going to be looking to do quite a bit. If he's done it this early in the match, it's probably something he's had as a strategy going into this. Ooh, ball misses wide from Wang.
Well played by Leigh Waters. She has 35 mixed doubles titles to her name, 33 of those with Ben after their Rockwall title last weekend. 105 career PPA titles.
Point. 1-2-1.
Well played by Pat Smith.
That's 3 inside out forehands behind Johns from Pat Smith so far early in this match.
Point. 2-2-2.
Waters crashing on the backhand side. The poach, that brings a smile to her face.
Yeah, one of the few players that can attack just as well from the backhand as she does from the forehand side.
Waters will be in the singles final against her women's doubles partner, Parento, as Pat Smith gets that one into the net. And talk about dominance, Daniel. 82-1 is the win record for Leigh Waters and Catherine Parento. Just one match dropped. Unbelievable.
That's amazing.
Point.
Wide for Smith.
Point. 5-2-2. Point. Timeout receiver. 6-2.
Timeout with matching up with Ben Johns. They've been around the tour a long time together.
Time in. 6-2-2. Point.
Yeah, Smith once again trying to go behind Johns with that inside out forehand, but misses wide. 5-point lead now.
Side 2-7-1. Point.
Pat Smith gets Ben Johns again. Throws his hands up in frustration. Light frustration.
3-7-1. Second serve. $372. Side 7-3-1.
Well played by Zoe Wang, covering the middle well against Ben Johns.
Yeah, she's missed on a couple of backhands just like that one. Missed them wide this time. Better job keeping it inside. Good pull there from Waters. Going way outside and pulling that backhand
8-3-2.
down that line.
Side out. Three, 8-1. Second serve. 3-8-2.
Oh, wow.
Side out.
Good defense, but just not enough from Wang and Smith.
8-3-1. Point.
It's a backhand rip from Waters before Smith could get to his spot.
9-3-1. Point. Game point.
Game point, Waters and Johns.
Watch your feet.
Ten, 3-1. Second serve. Game point.
Game point number 2.
10-3-2. Point.
Waters
Game
cleans it up
11-3.
down the middle, 11-3. The world number
I mean, they, obviously their strategy has been to try to go behind Ben as much as possible. It didn't work in the first game, but when you're playing the #1 team, you got to try everything. Not a lot of weaknesses. That's why they have so many titles.
0-0-1. Second serve. 0-0-2.
A slapper from Ben Johns to open up the scoring in game 2.
Yeah, great crash. Easy high forehand there.
1-0-2. Point.
Ben Johns opted to not play singles in this event. I would say that's a wise choice with the heat exhaustion many of the players experienced yesterday. Ooh, crafty from Pat Smith. Saw Annalie Waters crashing middle. Probably had it if he could get it.
3-0-2. Sorry, now.
Yeah, Johns couldn't quite get that paddle face down enough.
0-3-1.
Fire
Second
fight.
serve.
Won by Ben Johns. Ralph Fitzgerald, Mark Thomas, and Diane Anderson, our referee crew for this one.
0-3-2. Point. One, 3-2.
Pat Smith expecting a ball to his backhand side. Instead, Waters goes a little bit inside out down the middle.
Point.
This from Pat Smith into the net. And tournament update for you. That match we were watching on Grandstand in the round of 16. Well, Rohrabacher and Staksrud cleaned up in 2 over Parento and Sock, 11-9, 11-7. They're through to the quarterfinals. And another tournament not ending in favor of Parento and Sock.
5-1-1.
Just because they have such high expectations, right? And it's such a difficult road to get to the top.
6-1-1. Second serve. Six, 1-2. Point. Seven, 1-2.
Yeah, good take there from Pat Smith, taking advantage of that drop from Johns that hung just a little bit, just enough for Smith to reach in and rip that forehand volley.
1-7-1.
Oh my. Oh, hello.
The Burt.
The bird alert from Ben Johns. Just galloped across the way. Set himself up with the
1-7-2.
unbelievable defensive touch too. This guy can do it all. A little extra pep in his step for Ben Johns. Oh,
Sorry, now.
Yeah, as you mentioned, he didn't play singles yesterday, so he's going to be certainly more fresh than he normally would be, especially for Ben, always making deep runs, getting to the finals often in singles, which means a lot of matches.
8-1-1. Second serve. Eight, 1-2. Point. 9-1-2. Thirty-two. 191. Point.
Not going to see that often. A missed
291.
high volley from Johns.
Second serve.
Oohs and ahs from the crowd after that big rip from Leigh Waters.
Side out.
Yeah, just held that one so well, did Johns. Smith and Wang not sure where he was going to go. Rolls it up the center.
Second serve. Nine, 2-2.
Good rip from Wang. Just out of reach for Johns in the middle.
2-9-1. Point.
Looky down the line for Ben Johns. Misfires it wide.
3-9-1.
Waters on the run. Forces the second serve.
3-9-2.
Oh,
Point.
Well, Leigh got hers. Ben couldn't
yeah, exactly.
quite do it.
Lee's defense on the ATP almost looked like offense on her side.
4-9-2.
Covered beautifully back to the middle.
Point. Five, 9-2. Point. Timeout receiver. 9-6-2.
Welcome to the Picklr, where everything's better.
Everything's better at the Picklr.
Everything's better at the Picklr.
For a gold in Sacramento.
6-9-2.
Wow.
Sign it.
Great touch on that roll from Waters.
Such an effortless touch.
9-6-1. Point. Match point.
Match point for Waters and Johns in 32 minutes time.
10-6-1. Point. Game. Match.
Match goes in favor to Waters and Johns. They are moving on to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, feeling pretty good. It's certainly hot out here, which can diminish the energy a little bit, but I think taking singles off was definitely helpful. Got the jumps today, so that's always a good thing.
Yeah, had the jumps on that swift Burt you had there too. Leigh, no breaks for you in women's singles on Championship Sunday for you in that division. And a different variation of the ball though this tournament, the Vulcan V Pro Flight. Players are talking about how it plays a little bit different. What's your assessment of how this ball is playing in this condition?
Yeah, well, it's really hot out, so it's hard to kind of know if it's the heat or the ball. I think it might play a little slower than the old one did. First time playing doubles with it, 2 matches in, so not 100% sure what my thoughts are yet, so maybe ask me at the end of the tournament. But in singles, definitely a little slower, maybe a little easier to spin the ball. But once again, just play with it a little bit more to figure out what's going on with it.
And moving on to the quarterfinals, you two could have a matchup with either Jesse Irvin and Gabe Tardio or Paris Chan and Tyson McGuffin. Obviously, 2 very different looking teams on the other side. One of them, Ben, your MLP partnership, and the other a matchup you see often against Tyson McGuffin. So as you look ahead to the quarters, what's the focus on your side?
Hydrate and stay out of the sun.